Welcome to round one of this 8-4. We drafted a black-white life gain allies deck and are keeping a pretty good hand. This bat's totally an ally. Fixing my stops as this is my first time recording on this new computer. There we go. Okay, so if we draw pathway arrows, our opponent is locked out. If we draw retreat and then like, this hand's very good. Um, So curving like this is better into an opposing 2-drop. If my opponent misses their 2-drop, I miss a single damage by sequencing like this. Because this still attacks for 1 as opposed to 3. Basically, that sequencing is, if I play this then attack over that turn, I get to drain 1. Oh, it's actually, I get to, sorry, over time, this gets an additional drain 1 out of it, and this gets an attack, so that's -2 plus 1, whereas if I play this first, I just get to -3. So the cost is that my opponent takes 1 less damage, and the payoff significantly. Like if my opponent plays a 2-drop, I just get to like drain, and win the game pretty easily. Um, I don't really want to get reproached on this creature. It's pretty freaking good. Like my opponent's gonna have to tap out sometime. And we have a grip too. Yeah, this is just. Our opponent is on the classic black-white no theme. That's the Colossal Healer we probably passed first pack. Unless there was just like 5 in the draft or something. Yeah, I'll keep playing around Reproach. I'm okay with offering the trade here. I don't really care about this creature. So we've skipped 4 damage because of that. 5. That's cute. Um, it's not good enough, but it's cute. Yeah, just hello, comma, and good luck. Your rare and your land for my uncommon. Oh, this is a classic example of trading up picks. So Colossal Healer is a pretty high pick, I think. or significantly more powerful card than Core Castigator is, at least. And I just got the trade. How lucky. Of course, it's possible that in my opponent's deck, that Colostra Healer is not actually that good, in which case, well, I guess my deck's just fine then. Interesting. So I can get to... Yeah, I'm okay with this trade. Rather than waiting, I would rather... I think this is a get 'em dead kind of moment. This is going to be the Reproach, most likely. Cool. Figure it's just kind of like a thing that's going to get used. And I'd rather it gets used on the bat than potentially used to double up and kill the 4/5. There's not like a Celestial Flare in this format, so... Ta-da! I guess I could have jammed with these a little. I don't know. No! I had hopes and dreams for draining you out with that. If I attack with these, I'm better against Planner Outburst. Yeah, that's not going to fly. I mean, it is going to physically fly right now, but... This punches through the last damage. How lucky. Even get to do the thing that leaves my opponent exactly dead, and I keep most of my stuff. Hooray, Colostra Healer. So... Um... Um... Our opponent did have a couple things that I want to kill that don't tap, so I'm going to board in the Demon's Grasp instead of the Sheer Drop. They didn't really have any high end, so I don't really want a Myers Malice. I don't know how attrition-y this matchup's going to get. Like, this is going to be great. This is fine. Yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, I think that's the only sideboard I needed there. I discovered the expedition that I slammed is worth 2 ticks. However, knowing that, it's still a matter of principle. I don't think I can pass that. It's just way too cool. Wow. So if I play against red ground, they're probably red-green or red-white. Most likely red-green because we pass so many Valakut Predators. I don't know how much that informs much of my decisions, but that's just like a very fast match win. It's even before the 10-minute mark is the important part. So if it had been like another minute and a half, I would have assumed that someone was DC'd, but I guess it does say 0-2 in games too. Jeez. Yeah, they actually won both games. Okay then. That works for me. Has a healer. Oh no, we let our opponent know we don't have a cliff top. Cliff side? Cliff core retreat protector. Cliffside lookout. AKA, why is this an ally and why is Kitesail Scout not one? Same thing as last game. Not attacking. Card is significantly more important right now with our two whenever you gain life creatures in hand. Oh. 3-color. That's cute. Hmm. Resolving those triggers is miserable. So the reason I play this is because I do want to extract the most, like, this does look like a game where my opponent is going to be making like blockers and things that come up the board. So not only am I trying to get the most direct damage out of my cards, like that's +1, I don't think this card's actually going to get in for the immediate hit necessarily. But I want to incentivize my opponent to attack because this is actually a thing I want to sheer drop. Well, how lucky. A better thing to sheer drop that I can then wait a turn and get full value on. Oh. How lucky. A better creature to play. Oh my gosh. Too many clicks. Pachoo, pachoo. Yeah, the only awkward thing about pathway arrows in my deck is that the majority of ways I have to gain life are healers. I guess I have 3 healers, Adrana's Emissary, Tandem Tactics, and a retreat. But like because the majority of the ways I have to gain life require me to actually cast a spell, I do have a lot of low-cost allies, which is nice. So it's like 2 to activate plus 2 to play the ally once I get Death Touch on this. Um, but there's going to be a lot of cases where it's going to be a little tight on mana to Visara someone. Oh gosh. Oh, this is even worse than original allies. Why did I do this to myself? Hopefully I don't have to burn this card this turn. Well, you got me. Gain 4, destroy target 2 mana, or 3 mana 2/3. Was the Blind Phantasm? Riot Devils? That stupid 2/3 Minotaur from M14? It's a long pedigree of 3-mana 2/3s that you're going to out of your way to destroy here. 2-mana 2/3 is probably the most accurate one because it's also black. Now I want to look up every single 3-mana 2/3 now. Figure out how many, just with no text. Sheer drop. Boo. Okay, that's a reasonable thing to sheer drop right back, I think. This is not ending well for my opponent. I get the tandem tactics through this and sheer drop that. As I continue to look up other 2 and a black 2/3s. It's kind of weird. Black doesn't seem like the kind of color that should be getting a 2-mana 2/3 or 3-mana 2/3. Doesn't seem in flavor. Oh, I forgot to filter for that. There's a lot of white ones. First result is an unhinged card. Okay, I guess Dead Reveler was one of them. Fellhide Minotaur. Oh, Legions of Limdul. Eric Lauer was telling me all sorts of wonderful stories about that card in Necropotence at GP Seattle this last weekend. Needless to say, they just don't make cards the way they used to. That's probably a good thing. Yeah, I'm going to play my flyer that gains me approximately 1,000,000 life and does damage to my opponent instead of sheer dropping. And, yeah, I'm not excited by that trade. My 2/3 death touch is better than your 3/3. Hired Torturer. Ooh. That's an all-star. Yeah, Limdul's Limdul, Legions of Limdul and Limdul's cohort. There's a story from Eric Lauer about playing against, I believe, Michael Flores in the finals of a 2-slot PGQ where he attacked with those 2 cards. Mike tried to make a block, discovered that one had the token text Snow-Covered Swamp Walk. I don't know why that's text they would put on a card. And the other one was blocked with the 2/1 First Strike Regenerate creature that Mike controlled, has the text, whenever it becomes blocked, or blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, that creature can't be regenerated this turn. These were in the same set at common. For the same exact mana cost, you could buy a 3-mana 2/3 with some irrelevant ability in 2 different ways. Your choice. I stand corrected. There's a lot of black 2-mana 2/3s lately. Which is familiar? The old Froggy Doo from M15? Stand corrected on this. Did I just take 2 hits for 5 and just still end up at over 20? This card is messed up. My opponent's also drawing a lot of force. What just... Oh. Oh. That's what they're doing. They tried to draft the Overrun Life Gain Allies deck, which is kind of a deck, actually. But they don't appear to have drawn any other Overruns. They're declining plant coverage? I have a feeling this means that my opponent is going to lose the game to this tandem tactics at this point. I guess they go to 1. I like emptying my hand in this spot because that's the land I need to activate Spawning Bed. And if my opponent draws Myers Malice, I guess they're dead. So it doesn't really matter. Would Warcaller even kill me here? No, Warcaller is definitely not enough even. Fine by me. Well, we know our opponent doesn't have Planner Outburst because they would have out whatever that they would have done the thing with that thing. Awakened. Pilgrim's Eye? No, I have to draw any creature in my deck? Oh, I shouldn't have played the land. Oh, that was terrible. I have 2 things that kill my opponent now if I draw them instead. Forgot I had landfall cards. 2 retreats. Okay. Or I could just draw another first pick. Ta-da! For my next trick, I will take all of my opponent's life total and put it over here.